Hello students, welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. So in this session we are going to see how to write an answer for the question that I posted in Instagram at 11 a.m. Okay, let us see the question. The Indian government has recently relaxed key rules related to special economic zones to further encourage the domestic manufacture of semiconductor and electronics. So they gave one statement. What is that statement? So our government relaxed certain rules related to special economic zones, and why these rules are relaxed? To encourage domestic manufacture of semiconductors and electronics. So they gave one statement and they asked like critically analyze the potential impact of these reforms on India's high-tech manufacturing sector. So they used word here critically analyze, means you have to see both positives and as well as negatives. And they already gave this statement, right. So now let us see how to write an answer. So always we will be following IBC format. So IBC is nothing but introduction, body and conclusion. And this question is related to your economy, right, which comes under GS paper 3. So in economy, what can you write in introduction? So you can use data. And next one is you can use why it is in current affairs, right. So if you go back to the question, they directly gave why it is in news. That means recently our government relaxed certain rules regarding special economic zones for improvement of our domestic manufacturing of semiconductors. They gave directly. So there is no chance of writing or using current affairs and its relevance. So what can you use? You can use data. So which kind of data you can use here? You can use data regarding semiconductors. Semiconductors. So that too, which kind of data or exactly what data you have to write is, you have to see percentage of manufacturing of semiconductors in India. So this data that you can write. So if you can't recall data in examination hall, then what can you write here is, you can use definition of semiconductors. So you can write what are the semiconductors and even in one line conclude what is importance of semiconductors. So there are two methods that you can use here in this introduction of this specific question. That is, you can use data regarding semiconductor production in our country. And you can say that very low production of semiconductor is there, and even you can add one more point, that is we are dependent on this China for semiconductors. And next one is you can use definition of semiconductors, what are they and in which areas we are using the semiconductors, why the semiconductors are important for our development of our country. So in this way you can write your introduction. And in body they asked critically analyze. So in critically analyze, what can you do? You can use two subheadings, positives of this move and next one is negatives of this move. And in your body try to write in point format. So 2 to 3 points here, 2 to 3 points here along with substantiation. So along with some data you can write this positives and negatives. So what are the positives of this move which is taken by our government? So first one here is we can improve domestic manufacturing. Okay. So and one more suggestion from my side is, before directly writing the body, so you can give some brief introduction regarding what are the reforms. Reforms are nothing but what are the changes came up by the government. So in these changes you can add 2 points. So first point is regarding land. So for establishing of a special economic zone, normally earlier the limit of land is 50 hectares. Now that had been decreased to 10 hectares. And in some certain areas like Goa, they had been decreased it to further 4 hectares. So whenever there is decreasing of land requirement for setting up of a special economic zone, what happens? We can increase private people, we can attract private people to establish this, and we can also increase investments in our country, and we can increase manufacturing in our country. That is the first reform they came up in this special economic zone. And next one here is relaxation in land encumbrance. That means if there is any land which had been seized or taken on lease from the central government or state government, if they seized that land, means that land can also be utilized now for conversion of that area into special economic zone. So these are the two changes or the reforms came up by the government regarding special economic zones. So write these 2 points and give introduction before your body. And next in your body, directly you can write positives. Positives is nothing but we can improve domestic manufacturing. And second one here is we can increase investments. And whenever we are starting production in our country, what happens? We can decrease price or cost of electric vehicles or electronic products. And next one is we can obviously increase employment opportunities. So these are certain advantages of this move. And next here you have to see what are the negatives. So what are the negatives here? So it will be having impact on the trade, and even lots of problems we have in our country, especially we don't have proper technology. So technology wise we will be facing some challenges. And next one here is, one more important thing here is we have to develop even infrastructure. So infrastructure development is also very costly now in our country. So like that you can write both positives and as well as negatives. And next one is conclusion. So in conclusion already they asked like positives and negatives, so that you can give some suggestions, that is nothing but measures or way forward in your conclusion rather than summing it up. So now in this question we are going to use some measures, like we can improve infrastructure development. So we can give support, especially some relaxation more for the foreigners to set up the companies, and like that if you give some measures, so try to write the measures based on the positives and negatives case. So in this way you can conclude your answer, and this is the answer writing format for your today's current affairs based question. And I hope this video is very helpful. Thank you so much guys, and please do like this class and share this class, and do follow our Instagram and as well as our YouTube. Don't forget.